I was in my second year and I was not so popular. I had the same routine: class, food, church, hostel, class, food, church, hostel, and the circle continued. The only people that knew me were those who went to church frequently because I was an usher, so they must have seen me a few times, and those were basically the people that knew me. I was not the girl that was, out there and outspoken and well known and, was one of the hottest in the school. I was not one of those people. So aside the fact that I was a church girl, nobody knew me. On a particular Sunday, a friend of mine who was also an usher with me, after our Sunday service, walked up to me while we were counting the offering and getting, all the items used during the church service. He walked up to me and said, "Phoebe, there is the sale of form going on for the forthcoming election, because there was the student union election coming up soon, and then he told me, I would like you to purchase a form." And the first thing that came to my mind was, is this dude serious at all? Like, that was not my thing. I mean, I have always wanted to serve and to be a leader and to, just be out there and doing stuff and making a difference, but I didn't really think this was going to be one of the ways to do it. And the whole fact that he walked up to me was just like crazy, like me, Phoebe, doing politics. That was not my thing. But then he spoke to me and told me how much he believed in me and how over time he has seen my abilities and my capabilities, and he thought my going into politics would help me harness my potential. He told me that the sale of form was going to end the next day, so if I was going to buy the form, I had to do it quick. Now, this was on a Sunday, so if I was going to buy a form, I was going to buy it on Monday, the day that the sale of form was to end. Now, the next day came, I went to purchase my form, and the whole process was stressful because I needed to get documents from my department, from my HOD. She needed to sign some particular things, and I think she was supposed to give me my CGPA and, all those referee letters and whatever. So by the time I was done, it was like past 4, and I remember the office which I was supposed to submit that form was to close by 4 p.m. and I think I went there a few minutes to 4. And when I got there, the man was like, I was even about going. Why did you wait so long to come submit your form? So I submitted my form, but I still didn't know what I was doing. In fact, I was so afraid. When I was going to submit my form, I would walk back and forth and, think if this was actually a good idea. There were many reasons why I should not do this. I was not popular. In contrast to the guy, I heard he was a popular footballer in school and he was a year ahead of me, so he had like an edge over me. I had only bought my form on the day it was supposed to close. I had not started campaigns, I had not started doing any sort of publicity. Nobody knew I was coming out for a position, and I was not well known. So all of these things were really discouraging. And then I actually spoke to a few people, a few of my friends, and then they advised me not to go for this because it was too late and I had no chance of winning. And I understand that they meant it from a place of sincerity, but that really just weakened me and made me so discouraged. And so majority told me not to waste my time and efforts because it would be a flop. And now this person, my friend I told you about that walked up to me after this church service, he was into politics also. He was even part of the electoral committee for the forthcoming election, so he could not help me campaign, he could not help me tell people to vote for me because he had to be neutral. So it was like I was left on my own. He had done his part of telling me to go for it, but he couldn't move any further with me. It felt like I was fighting a lost war, that feeling of defeat even before you go for something. But then I remembered I prayed about it. It wasn't really a serious prayer. I just told God that, God, you see my heart. I mean, this is so impromptu, but it feels right that I should go for this. And I think I just said like a quick prayer, and then something just I think it was God. Yes, it had to be God. But something within me told me to talk to one of my roommates. And mind you, this roommate I was about to talk to, we were not friends. We were just roommates on a hi and hello level. In fact, through our 100 level, we never spoke to each other. At 200 level, we're just nice to each other as per hi, hello, how you doing, you know, roommates kind of level. But we were not close to an extent of her helping me do something as delicate as that, or her helping me out with a favor so big. But something within me told me I should reach out to her and tell her that she should help me out. And then I walked up to her and I said, hey, can you be my campaign manager? Because I needed to get my campaign manager, my campaign secretary, and other things I needed to put together. When I spoke to her, she just agreed. It was so weird. She was like, yeah. She asked me a question. She was like, are you sure you really want to do this? And I was like, yes. And I think she asked me again, are you sure you really want to do this? And I said, yes. She said, all right, fine. She'll be my manager. And the subsequent week, she went to me for the photo shoot for my campaign posters. I mean, if you look at this girl on a normal day, she's not one to shout and say, vote for Phoebe, vote for this. She's not that kind of person that, you know, is outspoken. She's outspoken, yeah, but she's not like loud. She's not that kind of person that you would, on a normal day, pick to be your campaign manager. But somehow, I don't know where the strength and the grace was upon her, but the way she handles that campaign for me, nobody else would have done it better. She took it so personal, you'd think she was rooting for herself. Mind you, I was not close to her. And then I also talked to a few boys and they were so willing to help me, and they spoke to the guys in the hostel. Most of the guys wanted to meet me and I met up with them and they were like, oh, why should we vote for you? And when I told them my plans, they were like, all right, but you're a girl and our guy is going for this too, so we don't know who we're caught in between. And I was like, all right, just follow your heart, but just know that once I get into office, I won't disappoint. And that was just it. To cut the long story short, election day came and people voted and I won. And then I realized that it was God all along. He used them to help me. People I least expected. In fact, the ones that I expected to help me, not that they didn't want to help me, but they just didn't want to waste their time and waste mine too. He chose these people. He put them in my way at the right time, and then they helped me win that election. Now, what's my point? Sometimes God needs us to make a move. God needs us to trust in Him. He needs us to believe. He needs us to have faith. I was told to take a step amidst the noise, the negativity, and everything that was going on around me. I needed to make that move. And it was when I made that move, God did His part. You don't expect God to do everything for you. All He needs you to do, in fact, your part is so little. All you need to do is to have faith, is to take that step. The fear is going to be there. You're not going to wait for the fear to go away, because it's never going to go away. Even up to the election day, I was still afraid. And when I did it afraid, God did His part. He never disappoints. Because I felt and I knew that what I was doing was not just for my selfish purpose or for my selfish benefit. It felt right in my spirit. I felt like it was God's will, because when I prayed about it and I committed it to His hands, everything just seemed to align. I mean, on the day I went to submit the form, they were about to leave. If it was not His will, trust me, they would have gone. If it was not His will, trust me, this girl wouldn't have agreed to do it for me. But because it was His will and I did my part, God did His part. So what if God is waiting on you to do your part? What if God is waiting on you to take that bold step, to take that bold move, to do that thing you're so afraid of? No matter what, God will always put destiny helpers in your way. But first, He needs you to make that move. And I believe and I know that when you make that move, He will not disappoint you. He will come through for you. He will bring destiny helpers your way. everything will fall in place, everything will align, and you will see how your dreams and your biggest imaginations will come into fruition. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you're watching and haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe. Click on the subscribe button down below, and also click on the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post a new video on YouTube. Until next time, continue to let your light shine so bright before men, and also be the best you can be.